life.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning, and the first actual non-holiday day since about the week before Thanksgiving. I know there was a lot of real non-holiday days, but you got into that holiday mode, didn't you, around the week before Thanksgiving, and you've been in that mode until today. Although some people, though, keep their Christmas trees up until tomorrow.
Yep.
And your brother still had his up on Saturday when we went to go fishing at his place, right?
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It was
too.
very pretty. Yeah.
Absolutely outstanding.
Did he keep it up because he knew everyone was going to be up there, or does he follow that tradition that you follow of keeping it up until January 6th?
That's usually what he does. He follows that tradition, yeah.
And you decided not to this year.
Right. I decided just to take my stuff down on New Year's Eve, just for whatever reason, I guess. Yeah, first year I took it down before the Three Kings Day.
So so your brother invited us to go fishing.
Yep.
And I brought Doug up there to go fishing. Doug, for those who don't know, is our friend. He's 54 years old, I think, right? 54?
Yes, 54. 54. Yes, 54.
And he has been living with Down syndrome since he was born. He's totally independent, lives by himself, right next door to me.
Yes, he does.
And in fact, when I first met Doug, I lived right next door to him in 1972 when he was just 11 years old, and I've kept in touch with him all these years. And remained his friend, and he's always loved fishing. So when you mentioned that your brother had a little pond and he had it filled with catfish and he needed to cull the catfish.
Yes, he does.
And the call was out to have fishing people up there to pull some of those catfish out of there.
That's right. So it was fun.
It was very fun. And he gave me some great video footage so that to document that you fell.
Yes.
You slipped into like a little sinkhole that the pond had, I guess, eroded the dirt underneath the ground, and you stepped on that spot and fell right in it.
Right in there, but I did I did my tuck and roll. Yep.
What was your thought as you were going down? What was your thought?
I had no thought. I just saw everybody flipping around there. I was like, okay. I had no thought. My body just did what it needed to do to flip over. And
there's nothing you can do, too.
No, but I made my daughter laugh. And she laughed so hard. I was so happy I could make her laugh.
So we were catching catfish. No, I wasn't. I was holding a camera.
Yep.
Did you catch any?
No, because I was holding.
That's
my
right.
camera.
That's right. You were photographing as well.
Yep.
But people, your brother, your nephew, your daughter, Doug, your daughter's husband.
Yep. And my mother.
And your mother. Were fishing, pulling in catfish out of this little pond. Mm-hmm. And then your brother proceeded to clean and fillet those fish, and then he made a delicious fish dinner out of the fish.
He did. I mean,
and Robin's brother has a garden in which there is spinach and lettuce and
sweet pea,
all kinds of vegetables,
snap peas and greens.
So then you guys went out there and you picked some vegetables. It was the most organic meal I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
the fish were caught right there on the property, filleted and cooked. The vegetables were picked right out of the garden, washed and then made into salads.
Yep.
And I've never ever had that experience before. It was a first for me ever.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
And it was a lot easy. It was a lot easier for me to contemplate eating an animal that I watched the demise of. When the animal
firsthand.
When the animal was a fish.
Yeah.
I don't see. I have a hard time. I know everybody. This is very hypocritical because I'll eat a hamburger and I know that somebody killed the cow. Okay, I know that.
Yeah.
Don't argue with me on that. But I'm just telling you the truth. That if I watch you shoot a deer, and I watch his big eyes just fade into never, and then you cook it, I'm not eating it. I'm having a hard time with this. But yet I will, go to get a hamburger.
Yeah, exactly. But it was great. My brother showed everybody how to do it. My daughter loves it, and Doug did it, and he, gutted his fish, and it was great. My brother fried some of the fish and baked some of the fish, so it was,
Your brother's a good cook, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
All right,
had a good time. The video's on Larry's Facebook page, by the way.
If you want to see it.
And mine, so if you want to see it, it's
all right,
fun.
so we were going to talk about museums during this part of the show.
Yep.
And we have some great museums in Florida. Some of them I have been to, some of them you have been to. And one that I have never been to that is no longer in existence was the Fred Bear Museum up in Gainesville. Do you remember seeing that sign? The Fred Bear Museum?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever go into it?
I don't think I did. I
went to their website real quickly. Now, I want to tell you about some museums you can go to, but this one you can no longer go to. There is perhaps no one who did more to popularize archery and bow hunting in the United States than Fred Bear.
Okay.
Born in 1902, Bear did not become interested in bow hunting until the late 1920s when he saw the film Alaskan Adventures featuring Art Young, who he sought out and convinced to teach him what Young had learned about bow making. Bear first began making bows and related equipment in his basement as a hobby, eventually expanding it into a commercial production in 1939. And anyway, so the Fred Bear Museum in Gainesville is no longer there. It was on Williston Road, just off of I-75.
Oh, okay. I don't ever remember going there.
I never went there. I know
went to the Harn Museum and the Florida Museum, Natural History up there.
Now let's talk about that one because the Museum of Natural History in Gainesville is one of the first ones I want to tell you about.
Okay, nice.
If you've never been to the Museum of Natural History in Gainesville on the University of Florida campus, make it a day trip for yourself one day. It's a wonderful museum. It's the kind of museum the kids will love.
Yeah.
It is not an art museum. It has dinosaur bones. Does it have dinosaur bones?
Yeah, it has some. It has.
I know it has mastodon bones.
Yeah. He's a dinosaur, right?
No.
Mastodon? No.
I don't think you call it mastodon. But anyway,
Okay.
Anyway, so if you get it there, and they have a lot of information about what Florida was like in its, before Europeans got here, and it's just a wonderful museum. It teaches you a lot about the state, about the natural animals and vegetation, the flora and fauna, as they say. And it's right in Gainesville, and it's right next to the Harn Museum of Art.
Yes.
Now.
The Florida Museum is great because they have little drawers all over the place. You pull things out, you touch them, you put them back. It's wonderful.
Don't just say it like that. You got to tell them what those things are. Those things are dead birds.
Yeah.
Dead rodents.
Yeah.
Etc. that have been taxidermized.
Yeah, that's right.
Taxidermistized.
That's right.
And
that's cool.
I think
really
it's awesome.
nice.
And by the way, if you're an artist and you go to the Museum of what's it called? The Museum of Natural History. No, not the artist one. No,
okay.
no, I'm going there next. But stick with the Florida Museum of Natural History.
Okay.
If you're an artist, you take your sketch pad or whatever up there. You can sketch like a bird without having to worry about it flying away because it's dead.
That's right, and we did that.
We did that. And then you go next door to the Harn Museum of Art.
Yes.
Now, the kids won't really care. This is my hunch. They're going to love the Museum of the Museum of Natural History.
Yeah.
They're not going to like the Harn Museum. Now, you might, if you're an art lover. There's a lot of beautiful art there. There's a lot of crazy art there, too, in my opinion. There's a lot of stuff I don't get.
Yeah, you have a good example of that one.
I have two good examples.
Yes.
One good example was this canvas the size of a wall that was painted white, similar to these walls.
Yes.
And the title of the piece was White.
Yep. It was in there, too.
And it was on display. Like, we're supposed to look at this and say, what? Oh, they forgot to paint this one. That's what it looked like to me.
We're inside of a cloud here.
All right, another great museum, and this one I like a lot more than the Harn, is the Appleton Museum of Art here in Ocala.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Appleton. I love the fact that they changed their exhibits, and I'm not a big fan of some of the ancient art they have in there. It's like doesn't do anything for me, but
everybody has different tastes.
Everybody has different tastes. I understand.
That's why the Appleton is great.
All right, I want to tell you about the Appleton. Is the Marion County Museum still around? Or did that get opened up again?
It got reopened again, but now I don't know if it's still opened or if they closed it.
All right, we'll tell you when we come back. We'll look it up. So we'll take a little break. We'll tell you some more amazing museums. Well, actually, we're not telling you about all amazing ones because some of these we're giving the thumbs down to.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're telling you our thoughts on the museums. And Robin's statement is really the most true statement, which is everybody has their own taste. So don't trust us on these. Oh, yeah, trust us about the kids. The kids will love the Museum of Natural History in Gainesville.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Do you need a quick energy boost? Massage your ears. It can reduce fatigue for 81% of women. Just because you're out of work doesn't mean you shouldn't have business cards. Don't make that mistake. What should you put on it if you're unemployed? Use your last job title. As smart as they are, lefties are more likely to have minor accidents since things like knives, tools, and machines are typically designed for righties.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. We'll see a shower around this morning. Otherwise, plenty of clouds this morning. Becoming less humid as we head into the afternoon hours. Highs will range from 64 in the northernmost part of the zone to 72 in the south. Tonight, mostly cloudy. The overnight low 46 in the north to 62 in the south. Tomorrow, clouds and some sunshine and becoming a bit warmer with highs in the mid to upper 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Come be swept away with medieval magic by volunteering at the 29th Annual Hogtown Medieval Fair on January 24th and 25th and January 30th through February 1st at the Alachua County Fairgrounds. Volunteers will take tickets, oversee exhibits, or provide breaks for the artists. Become a part of Gainesville's rich tradition of community service. Volunteers will receive a one-day pass. Applications can be downloaded at gvlculturalaffairs.org or call the City of Gainesville at 352-393-8536. See, now that the commercial is over, we can say hi to Bern Pareso. Hello, Bern.
Hi, Bern.
There she is. Now they can hear us outside the window.
She's so beautiful.
Is that your
She's
family?
so fun.
Is that your family out there? Yeah. Okay.
Or sister.
Sister.
Yay!
Okay. I'm glad I can read lips.
Hi, Bern, sister.
All right. So we looked up the the Marion County Museum. So the last update was the day after Christmas. So listen to this.
Okay.
The Marion County Museum of Art and Archaeology is open.
Oh, okay.
It is a research and teaching institution located at the McPherson Government Complex.
Okay.
All right. We knew it was there.
Yes.
The displays, exhibits, and programs cover 13,000 years of human history here in Marion County.
Yep.
The museum's grand opening was September 18th, 2011. And they said they have now modified several areas of the museum since the opening, so be sure to stop by and see the changes.
Yeah, because that museum used to be owned by the DeBerrys, and of course everyone's familiar with the city of DeBerry, Florida. You know, their ancestors founded it, and the DeBerrys created this museum in Marion County.
So go by. Wow, this is kind of cool. So right here in Marion County, the Marion County Historical Association is, I guess, who runs this. Now, you've lived here since 1972?
73, yeah.
So
March.
So you and I, even though we're from out of state and nobody wants to accept us as natives because we're not.
That's right.
Even though we came here when we were teens and we're now 60.
Yeah, and you were here in 1971. Two.
72. My family moved here. I'll be honest with you, it wasn't until 1980 that I stayed here, though.
Oh, okay.
I was driving a lot back in those days, back and forth. But anyway, so we definitely have a little understanding of the history around here as well. Another great place, if you've never gone to the Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings home up in Cross Creek.
Yes.
Between here and Gainesville. It's not a large museum. It's not going to take you all day to visit the museum. But a great way to really, really appreciate Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings' contribution to the literary world, of course, is to read her books and then to visit, especially the books that talk about Central Florida.
Yeah.
Read the books and then visit there. And you know, Silver Springs also, they have in Silver Springs, when you go into Silver Springs, they have a couple of buildings that used to be shops that are now kind of dedicated to a little bit of the history of Silver Springs. So it's kind of like a mini museum right in Silver Springs, just to point that out.
Bruce Mozart's stuff is there.
Bruce Mozart, a man from history himself, living history.
Yes.
In Denellen, there is is it the Railroad Museum? Is that what we call it?
Yeah, that's what we call it. I don't know if that's the exact name.
The Denellen Train Depot Museum in Denellen. If you want to go to another museum. Now, I've not been to this one, so I can't give you any firsthand information about that. But there is the Denellen Train Depot Museum. It used to be an actual train depot, and they've turned it into a museum. Okay. Do you know there's one similar up in, where was that art show, in Micanopy or McIntosh? I always confused the two cities. But
yeah, Micanopy.
Okay.
Yeah, is the first city you come to, yeah.
Now, another one, this one, some others in Florida. I don't know if you consider an aquarium a museum, but this is, some of these would be naturals to bring the children to. Some of them, children would be bored. The Florida Aquarium is outstanding.
Oh, it is absolutely magnificent.
This is technically a museum of marine life.
Yes.
Children and parents fascinated by over 10,000 specimens of plants and animals at the Florida Aquarium. As I mentioned, this is in Tampa, and it's just a great place to go. You're looking for something to do on a rainy day. The aquarium, definitely a great place to go. The aquarium might actually spark an interest in snorkeling. So once you've seen the aquarium, you might go and get a mask and a snorkel and drive over to some place where you can snorkel.
Yeah, like Rainbow Springs.
Or right there in off the coast of Tampa.
Sure.
You can find some places. One of my, what do you call them, bucket list items is to snorkel over the coral reefs in Key West.
Oh, that was fun.
There's a place to take a kayak about a mile out off of the Keys, and there's a coral reef out there. And anybody who lives, I've never done it, but I've known many people who've done it. And you take a kayak and you paddle until you're about a mile out, and they say it's actually shallow enough in some places that you can stand.
Oh gosh!
And then you snorkel over the coral reefs, and if you can hold your breath, I guess you can dive down. I don't know how close you can get to them, but right off the coast of the Keys.
Oh, wonderful!
While you're down there, if you happen to be in the Keys, another author who made an impact on the literary world was Ernest Hemingway, of course. And his home is a museum. Mm-hmm. His home is a museum.
Yeah.
There's a state park that we went to, and it also is a working sugarcane farm. Mm-hmm. And there are some homes on that farm that have become museums.
Yeah, that is a wonderful place to go.
Do you remember the name of it?
I don't. It's up toward Gainesville.
Florida State Park. Let me look it up.
It's up. You go to Gainesville. You get off on Archer Road. You hang a left, and then it's right down there.
Okay, let me find it.
Can't remember the name. A sugar mill. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it.
Okay, I can find it.
Okay. But it's real easy to get to. It's wonderful.
It's the Dudley Farm.
That's it, the Dudley Farm.
It's the Dudley Farm. The Dudley Farm is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, demonstrating the evolution of Florida farming from the 1850s to the mid-1940s through 3 generations of a family by the name of Dudley. Mm-hmm. This is an actual, authentic working farm. The homestead consists of 18 buildings. You go into these buildings and you see life as it was because they've maintained it.
Yes.
When I went in there was no docent. There was no tour guide. There was no nothing. It was weird. Nope. It was like being in a haunted house.
Yeah, it was kind of scary.
But all the furniture is there. You can't go upstairs. Now, you might be allowed to with a tour guide. I don't know.
Yeah.
The family farmhouse has the original furniture in it, an 1880s kitchen outbuilding. Mm-hmm. There's a general store on the property. There's an old post office on the property. A functional cane syrup complex where they make sugar cane into cane syrup by doing it the old-fashioned way with a horse or a donkey, mm-hmm. pulling this wooden thing
in a circle
and squishes the mm-hmm. juice out of it. The farm features seasonal cane grindings. You can actually witness them doing it. Mm-hmm. They have corn shuckings and heritage varieties of livestock and plants. Deer and wild turkey are there. Gopher tortoises, which are kind of everywhere. Bluebirds still seen in the fields. The park has a visitor center, a picnic area, a nature trail. And how far is it from Ocala? It's in Newberry, so...
Yep. Yeah, it's only about 35 miles. It's not that far.
It's not that far away. If you've never been to the Dudley Farm, the advice is to go during one of their activity times.
Yeah, and they do publicize it.
Let me see if I have one coming up. The Dudley Kids Day, where they're doing wool, is the 10th.
Oh, okay. So it's coming up this weekend.
It's coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Join
Saturday.
us at the farm on the second Saturday of the month for our Dudley Kids Day. Children and adults alike, ages 5 to 65. Hey, what if you're 66? Can join in on the fun. Anyway, the event admission is free with a paid park admission of $5 per carload.
Yeah.
$5 for a carload. You can't beat that.
No, it's wonderful.
And then on Valentine's Day, February 14th, you can go to Dudley Farm for the chickens galore.
Chickens.
On
Valentine's Day.
Chickens, yes. Join us at the farm for the second Saturday of the month for the Dudley Kids Day. This is February. Mm-hmm. Learn about the history and farming and watch them take care of the chickens.
Nice.
I don't think you're not going to watch them kill any chickens, don't worry.
I hope not. I don't want to do that. See them wring their neck.
All right, another great museum in our community is in Crystal River.
Yes.
It is the, what is it called?
The Indian Burial Grounds.
The Indian Burial Grounds, yes.
Yeah. But do they have a name other than that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's a wonderful, wonderful place to go. It's very serene. It's very solemn.
It is called the Crystal River Archaeological Site. This might be of interest to the children. One of my favorite things is, and I remember this before they built the staircase, they have a mound, and the mound is a burial mound. There are actually some Native Americans, Indians buried there.
Yeah.
There are 6 mounds in the Crystal River Archaeological State Park, 6 of them. This is right off of Highway 19. Is that 19?
Yes.
This is in Crystal River. For 1,600 years, the site served as an imposing ceremonial center for Native Americans. People traveled to the complex back in those days. It's a 61-acre pre-Columbian Native American site. Mm-hmm. For 1,600 years, the site served as a ceremonial center for Native Americans. People traveled from great distances to bury their dead relatives and conduct trade. It is estimated that as many as 7,500 Native Americans have visited the complex every year. Although primarily an archaeological site, the park sits on the edge of the coastal marsh and the river right there as well.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to go. It's very serene. It's nice if you're into walking. And they have a nice museum there.
And if I could recommend the Salvador Dali Museum.
Love that one.
This is a great museum. Salvador Dali was a character.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it is his personality that makes this museum special. I don't think it's good for kids. Some kids would like it. It says not all the best museums in Florida are designed just for kids. This is true for this one. Salvador Dali is something you will like.
It's outstanding.
There's a couple of sexual innuendos and stuff like that in his museum. I guess he didn't mind expressing his love of ladies.
No, I'm glad.
Wonderworks, is that in Orlando? Wonderworks?
Orlando, yeah.
Wonderworks in Orlando. It's another good one. Oh my gosh, I ran out of time. The Museum of Fine Art in St. Petersburg, the Orlando Science Center in Orlando, Ripley's.
No,
I'm okay with Ripley's, but Ripley's is great for the kids. Kids will love Ripley's in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The long-awaited trial of the Boston Marathon bombing suspect has finally begun.
The jury selection process expected to take as long as a month. The trial itself will be another 3, and if Dzhokhar Tsarnaev is found guilty, as most here in Boston expect he will be, the death penalty phase will take another 2 months.
Fox Radio's Bill Marcus of the Boston courthouse. The 2013 bombings left 3 dead, 264 hurt. Long Beach, California police looking for a man in the wounding of 3 people in their home Saturday. They think he may be linked to the kidnapping and killing of the infant daughter of 2 of the victims. Bone-chilling cold in the Midwest today, expected to spread south and east.
By Wednesday morning, you're looking at actual temperatures. These aren't your wind chill forecasts. Actual temperatures only in the teens in cities like Amarillo and also in Louisville.
Fox meteorologist Maria Molina, by Thursday, temperatures could dip into the teens in some East Coast areas. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Good communication is key to business, especially when you need to work together with people that aren't in the same office. So what do millions of small business professionals do when it's time to connect with remote clients and colleagues? They use Citrix GoToMeeting, the proven solution for meeting and collaborating online. Now it's your turn to see why. Visit GoToMeeting.com and click the Try It Free for 30 days button. That's GoToMeeting.com for your free 30-day trial. GoToMeeting. Meeting is believing.
I'm Chris Walls. Since taking Andro 400, I have dropped 45 pounds. I'm sleeping better. My knee pains went away. I've had some lower back issues, and I've noticed that went away. The radio ad says it attacks belly fat. Well, let me tell you, it did. I've lost 6 inches.
So guys, if you'd like to get similar results, try Andro 400, the safe, inexpensive way to boost your testosterone. Go to andro400.com or call 888-400-0435. 888-400-0435.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Scriven reporting. USDA has recently released the agricultural projections up to 2023 and where we are today in agriculture. They said that during the past year, world production of most crops has recovered from weather-induced production shortfalls experienced in recent years. As a result, world stocks of many commodities have begun to rise from low levels, and prices have reversed their upward trends. Policies in China have led to the accumulation of large cotton stocks. He said Thailand and India currently hold unusual large rice stocks. How these countries draw down their stocks to more normal levels will have implications for the world cotton and rice markets. They said that the combined regions of Africa and Middle East